We crowned our very first VCT Game Changers Champions in Berlin, and I was there to watch every single second of it. G2 Gozen are your champions, but the event didn't end without any sort of drama, so let's talk about it. This video, we're going to be talking about the Game Changers Championship in Berlin, and I was there all thanks to our babes over at Elgato. Be sure to check out their brand new Stream Deck Plus. This bad boy has knobs you can turn to adjust many different things, a touchscreen, and the classic macro keys to help you in whatever way you need to be helped. We made a YouTube short that talks all about the Stream Deck Plus and how it can help you make content on the go. Go check it out and get yours using the link below. I'm back on Don't At Me, baby, and I missed all of you so much, but mama has been busy. I just got back from Berlin from the VCT Game Changers Championship, and oh boy. We saw clutches, we saw fun walkouts, we even saw a ruling that some believe affected the grand final. So buckle up, baby. For those of you who don't know, Valorant Game Changers is a competitive circuit within the Valorant esports ecosystem that aims to create, quote, new opportunities and exposure for women and other marginalized genders within Valorant esports. The VCT Game Changers circuit has been happening for a while now domestically, but teams haven't met internationally. So there was a lot of excitement surrounding this event being Game Changers' first international tournament featuring 8 of the world's best teams. Coming into this tournament, there was a lot of buzz surrounding Cloud9 White, the undefeated Titans of NA. They were the favorites to win it all. And they had a pretty good first match. After winning that, they came face to face with the Titans of EMEA, G2 Gozen. This was a match that people were expecting to see as the grand final, so the fact that it was happening so early was a huge deal. A lot of people thought this was going to be the best, most exciting match of the tournament. And it was something else.
And a dimensional drift on top of that to get all that information. Alexis Elise gets the kill onto Glance, but the push out, there's no time. Mimi comes out to get the last 2 kills, and G2 wins the series.
Whether it was the Yoru on Pearl or just nerves, C9 White found themselves having to crawl through the lower bracket. That was the same case for Shopify Rebellion, NA's other representative. These two teams are rivals in NA. Cloud9 White has beaten them every single time except once, and this time they met in the lower bracket on the grandest stage of them all. So the battle to represent North America went down, and
Flowerful on top of the A tower. Everything lays down on this. That's gotta be it! Shopify Rebellion eliminate Cloud9 White for the VCT Game Changers Championship.
And that's gotta feel so good. Look how much it means to them to beat them after getting beat online all the time for the last 2 years. Finally, on LAN.
Shopify Rebellion defied a lot of expectations and sent Cloud9 White home, which in and of itself is an insane achievement. But their work wasn't done that day. They had to face the best of Brazil, Team Liquid, once again after already facing and losing to them in the upper bracket semifinal. Shopify Rebellion beat Team Liquid and secured their spot in the grand finals, doing what many would consider an impossible task, taking down 2 Titans in one day. Shopify Rebellion made it to the grand finals in spectacular, convincing fashion, proving many doubters wrong. But their biggest obstacle would not be facing G2 Gozen. No, you see, you witnessed a moment earlier on, a single decision that would impact the entire grand final and loom over it like a dark cloud. Did you catch it? If you didn't, that's okay, let's rewind.
All the time for the last 2 years, finally, on LAN.
In case it isn't clear, Shopify Rebellion's coach Rob Wiz flipped the bird to C9 White after beating them. Later, he would tweet, "Nothing in life could bring me more pleasure than eliminating those talkers 2-1 against Cloud9 White, and we move on to lower finals GFG." He walked it back a bit later saying, "Heat of the moment got the best of me, sorry. Endured a lot this year and emotions took over. Fell down to their level for a second, all good." Now I'm going to set the scene of how I found out what happened next. It's a chilly night in Berlin. In fact, that day I had to buy a new coat and scarf, even bought a new perfume. I get back to my hotel, I fall asleep, then I wake up in the middle of the night because I just have trouble sleeping, and I decide I'm gonna open Twitter and see what people are talking about. And I see people are talking about something, and I'm like, everyone's saying something, what could it be? It is a competitive ruling from Riot Games, because those bring absolute joy and no problems. Because of the offensive gesture, Rob Wiz was fined and suspended from the grand finals. Therefore, he would not be able to be with his team. If we had more time, I wish I could show you every single reaction from pros to commentators to fans about this decision. But if I may paraphrase for you, it was a collective, what the f Benita from Shopify responded to the decision by saying, "Just want to state that we've been getting talked for months in-game," they type in all chat, "and out of game." People also questioned the competitive integrity of the suspension since Rob Wiz was suspended for a match instead of only be given a warning for what appeared to be his first offense. I asked all of you on Twitter, and most of you said that a fine and a warning would have warranted enough punishment, that suspending Rob Wiz was going too far. And listen, hi, Riot, it's Liz. I know we're all in different time zones and different Slack channels, but at least communicate with your highlights team to not include it in the post-match highlights reel. But that was that. There was no change to the ruling, and we had a grand finals to watch. Shopify Rebellion had their assistant coach Finn step in against the fight to G2 Gozen. We also got some clarification from the global head of Valorant Esports, Leo Feria, the next day about the decision to suspend Rob Wiz.
We had some challenges, and I want to address directly the ruling that we applied to the coach of Shopify Rebellion. And the timing is just very unfortunate, right? To have a coach not being able to be on stage with a team when the stakes are high. The reality is, whenever there is a situation like this that requires a ruling, we look at all the factors involving the situation. Of course, fans saw what happened on stage, but we look at the whole picture, what happened before that event, what happened after on backstage, and then we'll make a decision. And it's really about applying the rules and being fair and not choosing when applying the rules versus not.
Regardless of all of that, the game still had to be played, and after Shopify Rebellion took the first 2 maps, G2 Gozen were forced to do something that has literally never happened at an international Valorant event before. They reverse swept Shopify Rebellion and became your inaugural Game Changers Champions. G2 Gozen may have won the trophy, but I want to talk about the incredible win for the scene that we had. This championship was monumental. A space for marginalized genders to compete at the highest level doesn't exist, really. Very few spaces are like this. Viewership of this event became, according to esports charts, the most watched female tournament in the history of esports. So many people met teams like Fennel, Hotel Lava, for example, for the first time, who were literally together for only a month before they competed here. Spaces like this are not just important for marginalized genders, but for the esports scene as a whole, because the entire scene cannot continue to grow and thrive without everyone being given a place to shine. Game Changers is just the beginning. Don't forget to get your Stream Deck Plus in the description below. It's great. It's right here. You can see it. That sign over there made it onto the broadcast. It's the most Liz thing I've ever done in my life. It's Liz-centric, if you will. I could have made a funny sign, but I just made me complaining. So, hope you're proud, Mom.